It's about the headache. Like when I have two headaches, when I'm losing two or three times in a row, I have a migraine. It's not about, I'm just trying to come back to equilibrium where I can think that I can make a profitable trade. Because and usually I just shut it off and I just do something else. Like lately, somebody asked me like, what exactly did you do during the cold market? And I'm gonna show you really quick like what I did during a cold market because you're gonna be laughing your butt off. I wanna show you like my it's just I want to show you like how many hours I put into this video game that I was playing. I'll show you my favorite video games that are just loading up right now. Hold on. I'm showing you right now. I'm going to show you my library because I actually did put in Anno 117. I put in 37 hours 37.7 hours in Anno 17, and I put in 72 hours in Planet Coaster 2. That's really I put in 100 hours playing Planet Coaster and just Anno 1817 because it just came out. Strategy is what I like. So it's much better to play a video game after you lose two times than come in and blow up your account. I trust me, I know you get a migraine and do something else. Whatever you don't continue trading. That's my lesson for you.
Become consistently profitable. And to do that, they needed to change. They needed to change the alignment for their trading. They needed to trade how much risk they were taking on for their wins. They needed to change their trading strategies. And, lots of times, I think people think Jeff and myself and Lance sit around tables like this and we say things to traders like, well, don't do that, as if that is going to be helpful. Like we don't do things like that. We sit around and we say things like, hey, these are traders who now need to change and we need to help them develop new edge. And for these traders, I was thinking of solutions and finally got to one where I thought of Lance. And to me, what these traders need to do is be more consistent, improve their entries and their exits. And I could see them working with Lance and Lance helping them with edge, helping them ferment new trading edge, helping them make a lot by risking less, giving them more of a system for entries and exits to be more consistently profitable. It wasn't don't do things. It was learn new areas of edge, be aligned with a mentor who can teach you that edge. And you had these willing students here, and that's what we did. And Lance, I want to bring you in here. Like, what's your memory of starting to work with them?
So I think what's so funny about trader mentorship in general, and this is the same for trading psychology or almost any type of coaching and psychology work, I think most people only seek help, not when everything's going so well, how can I do even better? But I think when most people actually seek help is when things go wrong. And I'm sure both you see this all the time. And so often when
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Like anybody can make money in the bull market because everything is going up. But it's when the bear market comes in and you're making 10% or 10 cents, and that's where the amateur gets distinguished to the professionals. Because if you're able to survive and prosper, which I was in a bear market, which was I think it was 2022 to 23. If you're able to survive, you're gonna kill it in a hot market. That's just the reality of things. And I was doing it every day. I'm like, I don't care. I'm waking up. I'm doing my 10%, 10 cents for 3, 4 hours a day, and I'm leaving. And now these things are running like a freaking madman.
get brought in or a trading psychologist gets brought in, it's because, oh, wow, not because things are going so swimmingly, it's because we have a problem. And the truth is, so often things can be fixed more proactively, but the reality is most people are only the most open-minded to change and receiving and seeking feedback after struggle. And you introduced me to Nano and Armand, both amazing guys, and my immediate instinct was, wow, they both have an indisputable passion, energy, and love for trading. There are some traders that do not make it because they do not have a true passion for the job. And
Yeah, passion for the job. That's actually pretty true. Gotta be passionate. I was passionate about OTCs so much that at one point I gained like 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 40 pounds every day for years. I think that was in 2008. I started OTCs and I was, I had people posting on Yahoo Finance of how great I'm doing, and then, I open up a blog. I open up, I'm way old school from there. 2008. I'm old school for a long time. I started at OTCs, and what they told me is that I'm mini Investors Live. That's what they told me when I first started trading, and I know who Investors Live is because I went to his chat room and I was like, "Yo, I wanna be here and help." And the guy was like, "Nah, you can't." I'm like, "Why not?" So I was like, "You know what? I'll just open up my new site." But that's what they used to call me. They called me Investors Live Mini. So I'm like, here I am, 20 years later. I'm like, I guess I'm I'm him now. I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
the position that these traders were in, these traders were down a lot of money. And there is a very real reality that these traders were not going to be there anymore. And the firm would not be employing them. And what I knew, though, is they have the ability and the raw talent, but that talent needed to be molded into something that is great. And I think
Yeah, the talent needed to be molded as something great. When I first started small cap stocks, I actually pretty much looked at the top gainers every day for years at a time. And I looked at, this stock is up 350%. This stock is up 600%. This stock is 800%. And I went into trade ideas and I started inputting data. I'm like, what if it moved for the past 1 minute, it moved 5% with, 150,000 worth of float, worth of volume, and like less than 30 million float. Like I inputted continuously for years into my trade ideas settings, work and work and work and work every day. I used to come in and look at the top gainer, and I was looking and I was plugging numbers in. How can I find this ticker sooner? How can I find it sooner than anybody else? That's what I did. Those are my settings. I haven't stolen anybody's settings. Those settings are mine, made by me through blood, sweat, and tears.